Germany and motorcycling. The exciting journey through the world of motorcycles. Let's visit one of the most fascinating motorcycle museums in the world, located in Munich, Germany, home of BMW. Upon entering the museum, we are immediately struck by the vast collection of iconic and rare motorcycles that this museum houses. Each bike is a unique piece of art, with its own story and legacy dating back to different periods in motorcycle history. But the true highlight of the museum is its curator, a motorcycle enthusiast who has devoted his entire life to studying and preserving these incredible machines. We will have the privilege of meeting him and hearing his personal stories about each motorcycle, as he shares with us his passion and knowledge on the subject. As we explore the museum, we are taken on a journey through time, from the earliest motorcycles to today's modern and advanced machines. We learn about the engineers, designers, and writers who helped shape the world of motorcycles and how each motorcycle has a unique story to tell. At the end of the documentary, we leave the museum with a new appreciation for motorcycles and their history. We thank the curator for sharing his passion with us and for allowing us to see some of the most iconic and rare motorcycles in the world up close. Whether you are a motorcycle enthusiast or simply appreciate art and history, this documentary is a must-see. Continuing our visit to the museum, the curator takes us to a section that houses some of the rarest motorcycles ever produced. We are facing motorcycles that were created in limited editions, or that were used in legendary races, or even that belonged to iconic personalities in the world of two wheels. The curator tells us the story of a motorcycle that was used by the legendary rider Giacomo Agostini during a motorcycle racing world championship, or another motorcycle that was driven by Steve McQueen in one of his famous action movies. As we explore the various sections of the museum, we learn about the technological evolution of motorcycles and how machines have been improving over the years, becoming faster, more powerful, and safer. More than just a place to display old motorcycles, the museum has become an important center for research and documentation of motorcycle history. The curator tells us how they work in partnership with other institutions to preserve and document the history of motorcycles, so that future generations can appreciate and learn about this fascinating history. At the end of the visit, we leave the museum with a new appreciation for motorcycles and their role in the history of the world of two wheels. We thank the curator for taking us on an exciting journey through time and allowing us to appreciate some of the most iconic machines ever produced. This documentary is a tribute to the passion, legacy, and history of motorcycles and is dedicated to all lovers of two wheels around the world. We hope that by watching this documentary, you will feel inspired to learn more about the history of motorcycles and appreciate their beauty and complexity. Indeed, motorcycles have a fascinating history, dating back to the 19th century, when the first prototypes were developed. Since then, motorcycles have been used in various areas, from transportation to speed competitions, through epic adventures on roads and trails around the world. In addition, motorcycles have also played an important role in popular culture, appearing in movies, music, literature, and art. They have become symbols of freedom, adventure, and rebellion, capturing the imagination of millions of people around the world. Returning to the museum, it is fascinating to see how motorcycles have evolved over time, from the earliest primitive machines to the most advanced and sophisticated models of today. Each motorcycle has a unique and fascinating story to tell, from its conception to its manufacturing and use. But, more than just a collection of motorcycles, the museum is also a space to celebrate the passion and dedication of all those who have contributed to the evolution of motorcycles over the years. From designers and engineers to riders and enthusiasts, these people have dedicated their lives to improving and perfecting motorcycles, leaving a lasting legacy for future generations. Finally, we would like to thank everyone involved in the production of this documentary, including the museum curator, motorcycle experts, and all those who kindly shared their stories and knowledge. We hope this documentary inspires new generations of motorcycle enthusiasts to explore and appreciate the rich history and culture of two wheels. If you're a motorcycle enthusiast planning a visit to Germany, you can't miss the German Museum located in Munich. The museum houses an impressive collection of historic motorcycles that span over a century of motorcycle history. In this video, we will showcase the most iconic motorcycles at the German Museum. History of the German Museum. The German Museum was inaugurated in 1925 and is considered one of the most important history museums in the world. The museum is dedicated to telling the story of German culture, science, and technology and covers more than 50 thematic fields, including the history of motorcycles. BMW R32. The BMW R32 is the first motorcycle produced by BMW. Released in 1923, the R32 was a milestone in motorcycle history as it was the first motorcycle to have the two-cylinder opposed boxer engine. The boxer engine became one of BMW's trademarks. The BMW R32 is the oldest motorcycle in the German Museum. DKW RT 125. The DKW RT 125 is a low-displacement motorcycle produced by DKW between 1939 and 1945. The RT-125 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German Museum as it was widely used during World War II. NSU Supermax. The NSU Supermax is a motorcycle produced by NSU between 1953 and 1963. The Supermax is a high-displacement motorcycle with a 4-cylinder inline engine and 600 cubic centimeters of capacity. The Supermax is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German Museum as it was the first motorcycle with a 4-cylinder engine produced in Germany. Zündapp KS 750. The Zündapp KS 750 is a military-use motorcycle produced by Zündapp during World War II. The KS 750 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German Museum as it was used by German troops throughout Europe during World War II. BMW R69S. The BMW R69S is a motorcycle produced by BMW between 1960 and 1969. The R69S is a high-displacement motorcycle with a 2-cylinder opposed boxer engine and 600 cubic centimeters of capacity. The R69S is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German Museum as it was one of the last BMW motorcycles to be equipped with the 2-cylinder opposed boxer engine. Kreidler Floret. The Kreidler Floret is a low-displacement motorcycle produced by Kreidler between 1957 and 1982. Horex Regina. The Horex Regina is a motorcycle produced by Horex between 1951 and 1958. The Regina is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German museum, as it was one of the first motorcycles to have a four-stroke engine produced in Germany. Munch Mammoth. The Munch Mammoth is a motorcycle produced by Munch between 1966 and 1980. The Mammoth is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German museum, as it is one of the largest motorcycles ever produced, with a four-cylinder inline engine and 1,177 cubic centimeters capacity. Mako 700. The Mako 700 is a motorcycle produced by Mako between 1955 and 1958. The 700 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German museum, as it was one of the first motorcycles to have a liquid-cooled two-stroke engine produced in Germany. Zundap K800. The Zundap K800 is a motorcycle produced by Zundap between 1933 and 1938. The K800 is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German museum, as it was one of the first motorcycles to have a four-cylinder engine produced in Germany. Hercules Wankel. The Hercules Wankel is a motorcycle produced by Hercules between 1974 and 1977. The Wankel is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the German museum, as it was one of the first motorcycles to have a rotary engine produced in Germany. The German Museum is an amazing place for motorcycle enthusiasts, with a wide variety of historic models and brands. The iconic motorcycles mentioned in this video are just a small sample of what can be seen in the museum. It's worth visiting and seeing these incredible motorcycles in person.